What grinds your shell, Turtle?
It's something that I've actually noticed the last couple of weeks, and I thought it was just a random, occurrence, but no. Especially younger generation fans, we all know that we all did silly things when we were younger, but
All
All
right.
right, let's get the guest in.
Let us get him in. I'm just going to leave the screen go with the.
Just how it is. Just let him.
Is he
pop
coming?
in there?
There he is. I'll bring him into the immersive view. There we go.
yeah,
What are you
How
wearing
you going,
that
mate?
shit
How are we,
for?
Turtle?
didn't do
Uh,
close.
How
Yeah,
are we, mate? Welcome to the show.
yes,
You've
thank you
been-
very much, boys.
You've been here many a time, but we thought we'll get you on because why not?
Well, he's been our
Yeah.
CRT.
Is our casual relief Tazzle Todd when the boys were away in Thailand? But yeah, who else better to get on the show than one of the locals?
One of the locals for heads.
Absolutely.
I got nothing,
Yeah.
Fuzzy. You go.
Oh, you sound like you're about to say something.
That's what I was saying for.
That's all right. I'll just get on with what we spoke about, but I guess it comes down to there's a couple of things. Grinds my shell a lot.
Oh, we're going to
Before
what
you
grinds
get
our
into it.
shells early. No, right.
Before you get into it.
Yeah,
So for those that don't know, I mean, it's pretty damn obvious. Who do you follow?
yeah. Well, number one,
That looks a
Port
bit
Adelaide.
blue and white. He's on
Yeah.
North Melbourne or Port Adelaide there.
the original prison bars.
Um,
Those
Favourite
are
player,
Collingwood?
mate?
What was that?
Favourite player?
What currently of all time?
All time.
All time's got to be Buckley.
Buckley.
Good call.
Well, I don't have to say current. Your nickname's Dacos wins the Brownlow. We all know the current one.
Who do you think's going to get Coach of the Year this year?
I was actually thinking about that, and it's going to be a little bit left field, but I'm going to go with Bevo.
I was going to
Oh,
say
that's
that.
exactly who I'm on. So it's not left field. I think he's favourite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's
Yeah.
favourite too.
Absolutely. Does he get a renewed contract if he does get Coach of the Year?
He's renewed
Stupid
already.
not to. There's no one else available. Like, Do you bring Simo in? Do you
Well, you
who
got-
else?
You got
Yeah,
Buckley,
Longmire.
Longmuir, Hurd. Yeah, there's coaches out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they've all been failed coaches apart from probably Simo. So
I wouldn't say Buckley was failed. I think
I'd
he's
say he was failed.
pretty good.
But Buckley was fourth for highest win-loss percentage over the 12 years he, out of all the coaches over 12
Yeah.
years, 10 years he coached.
Yeah.
Premiership
so-
Cups. That's why we go. That's what we go.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else that you want to plug before we get into your What Grinds Turtle? And I don't mean your partner.
Actually, I was going to say I did. I finally got that. The select Hilly cards that they bring out every week. Like they get one player of the round,
yeah.
basically. I did buy the Nick Dacos one, round 6. But if anyone does collect cards out there, I was absolutely really happy and very surprised with the way it was delivered. It came in its own little, proper select envelope, and then it came in a hardcover and in a soft sleeve as well. So they actually really do look after the
They
customers.
look
when you
after
order
these
the stuff.
cards.
Yeah.
We got them too. They're fully cased.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I
Turtle.
was actually very, I thought $8 postage is just a bit of a rip, but the way it came, it's definitely worth every cent.
That's good. That's really good. And that's what
Oh.
people want confidence when they buy those things.
So
Yeah.
let's get into it. What grinds your shell, Turtle?
It's something that I've actually noticed the last couple of weeks, and I thought it was just a random, occurrence, but no. One of the Hawks pages put up, and I noticed it first is, especially younger generation fans, we all know that we all did silly things when we were younger, but people are dropping their phone on record on purpose on the boundary line and waiting for players to come past and pick it up just to get some kind of content, get a photo, that sort of thing. And I noticed on the Hawks page that 8 players are running past and they all looked down and they all just ignored it completely.
Ran straight past it. I seen it.
But then this week just gone, and Essendon player Kako got caught with it, and he was doing his lap of the boundary after the game, and then he gets down, picks up the phone, and I've actually been noticing it a lot lately. So I don't know whether this is becoming a known problem in the AFL or it's something new.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a thing, but I've been seeing it too. It's like They're throwing
Yeah,
phones, and I think one got
not-
trod on too.
Yeah, it's not necessary. One, yeah, you're putting a $3,000 phone at risk for one. It's just being stupid. But at the same token, let's just put it out there and say, what if someone did that at the women's netball? They'd be in a lot of trouble for doing that.
Yeah. Oh, it's not right. It's definitely not right. They should not be doing that. I get people want to make content. Clearly, us three and yourself, when you fill in for us, we like to make content. But you've also got to not push boundaries. I get you've got to try and think outside the box, do something other people aren't doing. But at the same time, you don't necessarily have to do that either.
And if a player
sorry,
if a player was willing to take a photo, they will. They do take photos, but they don't want to be heckled into taking photos.
Correct.
Well, that's the second thing I was leading into is I've seen a lot of complaints from all supporters from everywhere. Obviously I follow a lot of Collingwood pages, but I've seen it on multiple club pages, is that people are getting really annoyed. They're putting up these rants about players that they love. Oh, that was so disrespectful. They wouldn't take a photo with me, and I saw him at training day, or I saw him at at the train station or at the airport or whatever. But I know there's two reasons behind this. One, how many times have players been in trouble for being in the media for a photo or a video or something? Like they'd be so, the clubs would be going, stay away from it. And it's also all controlled now, controlled environments, where if I want a photo with Nick Dacos, 99.9% of the time, I need to pay to go to see one of those shows and pay to have my photo with him. It's a controlled environment. And you can see by a lot of people when they go and have these photos and they go to put their arm around them or something, the players kind of, make sure their hands are visible now in front of them.
Well,
there was so many people
started doing that, didn't they?
We've actually got a bit of inside gossip for this, because we were at training watching Collingwood once before we went to that double header, and a couple of the Collingwoods were walking by, and we happened to be there kicking footies, whatever we were doing, and we heard them say, no, we're not allowed to take photos. It's actually Collingwood's put a ban on it. Like, they can't take photos in social with kids, because they run up and then they walk away in a huff. But he's like, we've been told we're banned. Like, the club's told us we're not allowed to take photos. Like, it's we would if we could, but
you also got to think about it as well. Yes, they're celebrities, they're professional athletes, but they're also human beings. And we were actually talking about this yesterday when I went to footy with Brosser and Thabo, and they've got lives to live. So I saw at one of the venues that I frequent, we saw an AFL player there in the off season go down. Actually, it wasn't even the off season, go down and enter into one of the poker tournaments down there. And no one went up to him or anything, because everyone understood he's there in his social time. He doesn't want to be bombarded with people asking him for photos and shit like that. He's just there trying to enjoy himself and do something away from footy. I think us as footy fans need to respect that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, there's a time and place if you want to have those meetings with them. It may cost you money, but that's just the way it is. And, every single player has a manager. And those managers will be organising those things, and they'll be getting a cut, and the players will be making money out of it as well. So, they're only really cutting themselves short by doing it for free outside.
For free, yeah.
And ex-players.
And cards. They start signing for things like these are pretty expensive now, and people chase these.
Yeah,
but there's a market for them as well.
Well, I said, the one I got of Nick Dacos, and I think that's, to me now, it's special because, that week after that massive game, he was then named captain the week after for Anzac Day, and and they got that win. So to me, that adds more value there. So if I can pay, a couple of $100 to go and do one of those, meet and greet things and get him to sign it, I'm more than happy to.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. You respect people's privacy, and you actually understand that there's certain events for these things. There's a lot of people out there, unfortunately, that don't. And don't get me wrong, I know that kids think very different to what adults do, but that's where the parents have got to educate the children for that.
Well, that's where they're on too, because you get the parents running in, just run. It shouldn't be saying that. Like, the parents should be, hey, do you want to do this? No, all right, I'll take them away, sort of thing. Not
exactly.
Go and run up to him and he'll do it, sort of thing.
Or just wait and we'll go to an open training, or we'll find the right place to do it.
Yeah.
So I think that's great, Turtle.
And the second thing quickly, but we look at, the Giants have mentioned, wanting more games for the MCG. Every interstate club does. I'm totally for it. How do we get it done? We know that, the Giants, it's either going to be Collingwood, Carlton, or Richmond. I can't see any other team that they're going to give that game to for the Giants, because they're going to want minimum 45,000, 50,000.
Maybe Hawthorn.
Maybe.
Hawks
So
got a
what
pretty
you're
good fan
saying
base.
is we swap a game. You guys go play one up there. They come play one down here.
Well, Collingwood, has actually asked for more games. They want 3 games in Queensland every year.
I have
they've
heard that.
requested
Yep.
it,
They've
because
got
they want to go to the
fans up
ground
there.
up there.
Well, they've
But
got
the-
fans up there.
Yeah, Collingwood's got fans everywhere. Everyone knows that. That's why they do play when they interstate games. They're normally they're sellouts regardless. But do we look at so everyone gets they get some more games at the MCG. That's some form of way that the interstate teams can come to Melbourne more often, which doesn't give more to the Melbourne teams. But look at Magic around the NRL. They play all the same games at the same stadium, and people can buy tickets to watch 3 games or 4 games over the weekend.
Yeah.
Like they would get that crowd. So we've got gather round, yes, but imagine having that footy carnival just at the MCG, and that brings every team in, and you'll get the crowds because people will go, I've got 3 games to watch on Saturday or 2 on Sunday. Or
But the problem with that is NRL can't pull crowds. We can. You can't give them 3 game passes because those 3 games will sell out.
Yeah, but you won't pull a crowd for your Fremantle or St Kilda's, but you will if the game after that is going to be it's going to be Collingwood Giants or something like.
So if you open it with hypothetically here, you open it with Carlton Hawthorn hypothetically, and then you have Fremantle and GWS, and then the game after that you have Collingwood and I don't know Port Adelaide or something or Gold Coast. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you could utilise Marvel as well, though, but have your Melbourne teams play at Marvel and make sure that every interstate team actually gets a game at the G.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, we're getting we're grinding down the show. We're getting a bit over time. I was just looking there. I'm like, we're nearly finished, but we've got a heap to go. So quickly, Premiership, Wooden Spoon, Coleman, and Brownlow.
Wooden Spoon's definitely West Coast.
Yep.
Premiership, I'm sticking with my Pies. Brownlow, it's going to be Nick. It's his year. And Coleman, I'm still confident in Larky.
Ooh.
Lucky to get it done.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Thanks for coming on, Turtle.
Thank you,
to
mate.
rush you off. I just looked at the time and thought, I'll go get to bed soon.
All good. Thank you, boys.
Thank you, Turtle.
Thanks, Turtle.
And we'll see you next
buddy.
weekend.
See ya.
So, yeah.